Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 163 of Twilight of the Old Order. The Twilight Party have emerged from the long-forgotten underground complex and are planning their next move. Our story resumes with our heroes arriving in sight of what they hope and presume is the border town of Ras Garrett after a disastrous 4-day journey in the wild. Hello, my name is Chris, also known as GM Chance, and welcome to our story. The story that we're telling tonight is Twilight of the Old Order. It's a tabletop role-playing campaign, and it uses the fantastic Rolemaster system. Rolemaster is a role-playing system that dates back to the 1980s. It's described as both slightly crunchy in its mechanics at times and highly deadly. And I've been playing it for years and love it. Twilight of the Old Order is indeed the tale we're telling tonight. To tell a good tale, you need heroes. And these are our heroes. There are 6 up on screen, 6 faces up on screen. And in a minute or so's time, we're going to cut to a pre-recording we did of when we got together in person a few months back. We play online, obviously, and but once a year we get together in person. And there was an opportunity for the players of each one of these 6 characters to quiz their fellow party members about how much they knew about that particular player. And it was a fun exercise to go through. So in a second or so, we'll cut to one of those recordings. And then when we come back, we'll also run through our standard character development questions, basically just fleshing out the characters a little bit more. We devote quite a bit of time on this channel and this campaign and the other campaign that's being run, just to explain a bit more about what makes the characters tick. We think it makes a richer story. Just before we dive into that character exploration, my usual thanks for all of those that subscribe to the channel. We've had a number of new subscribers recently. Thank you to all of those people, and just for all the other people that provides advice or commentary or questions or thoughts or whatever online. It really is appreciated. Please keep it coming. Just encourage anybody that might have stumbled across this video either for the first time or maybe you've watched 1 or 2 of these and you're enjoying what you're seeing and hearing. We would really love a couple of seconds from you, not even that, a second or so from you down below with your mouse to click either the like button or even better, the subscribe. It really does help this channel grow, and it helps other people like you find our stories. Thanks very much. Okay, as mentioned before, we're going to go to one of those pre-recordings. I'm still going through the editing process at the moment. I think we might be up to Jadar again, but perhaps not. So it'll be a bit of a surprise to me when I edit it. We're going to go to that recording right now.
Hi, my name's Giles, and I play Yotto. Got some questions here to see how well my fellow players know Yotto as a character. So look, let's jump into them. So the first question for you is, what is Yotto's flavour of elf? Is he, I believe in a thing called love? Is he, I want to get, is he knock on or shouting out?
Ah, very good.
And this, just to let you know, there is a little bit of what's required in the real or alternate universe here. So which flavour of elf is Yosho?
Can you read them out?
Yeah,
Oh.
read them again.
So I'll read them out again. Is it, I believe in a thing called love? Is it, I want to get, is it knock on, or is it shouting out? We all answered, have we all answered? Let's see the answer. It is love, hi baby, shouting out, knock on. It is indeed knock on.
Oh,
He's a wood elf.
so no one got it?
No, he's not. No,
Oh,
he's
well done.
You learn your own character as you go. Yoda's actually half grey elf. Now there's a bonus. You get a bonus for this if you know the names of the bands that these are the first lines or the name of the songs of.
Jesus.
So Jesus is not one of the I believe in a thing called Lovers by
That's by
Squeaky.
Darkness.
The Darkness. Very
That's it,
good,
yeah.
very good. I want to get high. Obviously, it's not high elf. Is
1, 2, high. I want to get high.
My mate used to listen to that. Yeah.
No, that's the only one I got.
That could be
Cypress
as many
Hill.
songs.
Cypress Hill. Excellent, excellent. Knock on wood.
Knock
It's
on
from-
wood.
Yeah,
The way you love me is frightening, but I
Who's
don't know
singing?
who's saying it. Sister Sledge, Pointer Sisters.
Eddie Floyd. Close,
Ah.
close. And shouting out.
Nearly Tears for Fears.
Close. Grey days. Grey days.
Ah.
No one gets the bonus.
Wow.
Let's start off with never mind. All right, let's go on to second question. But hopefully a little closer to gameplay here. So what level is Yotto? Is he level 5, level 6, a level 7, level 8, or a level 20?
Ah. You're not going to do very well then.
All right, who will answers? Let's see. Center. Everyone's right, and everyone gets prizes.
Wow.
Excellent work. All right, and so for question 3. So what item does Yotto desire the most? Is it the amulet of doubling of power points, the earrings of tripling of power points, the socks of quadrupling of power points, or the dress of quintupling of power points? And as I note here, the GM is allowed to answer this question on the condition he provides said answer in the game.
Excellent. We'll just drop that in.
Okay, we all ready? And the answer is dress and it's indeed, he wants the dress of conflicting. Well done for dress. Excellent work.
No, it's not. It's not the most number of power
One of
points.
those very
So
happy
that's a
wearing
yes
dress.
by me and
Yes.
2.
Yeah.
Basically, Giles is just trying to tell us he'd be more comfortable in the dress.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, yeah, what can I say?
A powerful dress. Is that what called power dressing?
Yeah.
It's indeed power dressing.
Very
Very nice. All right, so question number 4. What scarred Yotto's face?
Oh,
I knew it.
Homework would have been good here. Yeah. So, was it a gaming mistake, chance mistake, with his novation? Was it just so crikey can I read the answers myself? Oh, don't go away, slides. Was it just a chance leading to a beating by his father? Was it?
Beautifully crafted.
Funny.
Sorry, I can't read them.
Look at the screen behind you.
I'm going to. Was it a great misfortunate chance encountering with the TPP? Or was it guns, mortar, and chance?
I don't know what that means, but absolutely.
All right, we'll answer. Let's have a look. And we have 3 TPP. 3. Excellent. Again, everyone wins and everyone gets prizes. Nice work, team. But the last question of today's session is what class is Yotto? Is he number 1, a warrior? Is he number 2, a mage? Is he number 3, a warrior? Is he number 4, a mage? Or is he number 5, a warrior mage?
I like this question.
Yeah.
And the answer is Right.
Yay.
Excellent work, team. Good to see.
Brilliant. Terrible. Haskell got that one wrong.
Askell cannot get anyone for any reason.
Can't wait till tomorrow to hear the
Right,
other
thank you
five.
very much.
There we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that little quiz. As I say, we got together a few months back and we really enjoyed it. It was fun. It's always fun catching up. Tabletop role-playing is meant to be played in person. Yes, there are some really good things about playing online. There are some great aspects about playing virtually, but there's nothing like actually getting together in person and rolling dice and seeing people around a table. And doing the quiz aspect was a good giggle. You might be able to just hear the GM slightly off camera suppressing a few snorts and giggles and all the rest. Okay, we, as mentioned, we spent a bit of time answering some questions, or rather the players do, answering some questions for their characters, just to understand them a little bit more. And tonight, we are starting with Anthony. Anthony, the floor and the microphone is yours.
All right, tonight we'll start with Askelion. So his question is, how does your character feel about duty or responsibility? His upbringing by a not so nice vassal, he has a duty or responsibility to conduct acts at least once a month. So initially he was quite, okay with it, but over time he has now become reluctant, but is looking a way to get away from that responsibility. He just hasn't figured it out yet, because it appears his mistress has very long reach in around the Empire.
Excellent,
yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also tonight, I am playing Yotto on behalf of Giles. And I think he would probably ask the question of, what does your character do when faced with overwhelming odds? And I think this is a nice series crossover. I think Yotto would turn around and say, "This ain't no place for a hero," and run away.
Nice. Good plug for the other game. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Excellent. Who would you like to hear from, please?
Let's hear from Graham.
Lovely. We're all playing two characters tonight. First, mine is Severin. And yeah, same question. How do you feel about what does the character do when faced with overwhelming odds? Well, I think it's a facet of this game, really. You can be as heroic as you like, but things can turn south quite quickly, depending on a few rolls. So I think very much Severin's feeling about that is live to fight another day. Be brave, be bold, but if it starts going south, recognize that early. And, we had an instance of that when we first leapt over a fence in a very sort of clumsy way, and it was even clumsier getting back, where things just didn't happen. And sometimes they don't, because, we're rolling dice and Rollemasters. Yeah.
Rolemaster.
So we had to bugger off quite quickly and think again. So that happens from time to time. So I think that certainly plays in Severin's character, is just to, like the rest of us, recognise that point and then call it.
Yep. Cool. Discretion being the better part of valor.
Yes. Tenya. What's the most extravagant item your character's ever owned? Well, she really loves her bow. Mm-hmm. And she's recently come across another bow, but it's not as good as her bow, so that bow will go elsewhere. She's very much in love with it, and it not only makes her a better shot, it actually has the effect of allowing her periodically to glance, sort of get an inclination of what the future might hold, which is a pretty amazing experience for her to cast that spell and feel what that actually means. So yes, that would definitely be her most prized possession. Handing over to Pete.
Thank you very much. Safe to say that when she's holding that bow, the future frequently holds death for the person on the other end of it. If I may just interject that. First character I'll be playing, first one I'll talk about tonight is Nicholas. How does your character feel about duty or responsibility? Yeah, he's got into this because of responsibilities, basically, and duties as a tradition. It's part of the M.E.R.P people. On the Weir, he was the sort of antiquated tradition in his view that someone from another tribe can come and steal from his family, and he's got to go and get it back as a matter of honor. He's not in favour of it at all. In general terms, he is quite he wants to live his life, and he's not at all in favour of people putting impositions onto him. He has followed this responsibility as part of his family because he does love his mother, but grudgingly. For the second character I'm playing tonight, because Star is not this, is Jada. What does your character do when faced with overwhelming odds? I think I'm fairly certain to say that one of the first things she would do would be to pray. Pray hard. You might well also be reaching for her quarterstaff to whack people with, as she knows that's quite an effective, she's learned recently that she's quite effective with it. But praying would be one of the first things that would happen, and I think she'd have great confidence that the universe would, then probably hear her prayer, and the GM, the universe would perhaps look kindly on her situation. I think she's got great faith.
She's not bad with the old wacky stick, is she? Excellent. Well, my thanks particularly to both yourself, Pete, and to Anthony for picking up these two characters, both Yotto and Jada, because their respective owners are not able to be with us this evening. Excellent. Now is the time that we turn to the part of the game where our scribe, Pete, provides us with a very quick précis of what happened last time. Pete, go for it.
Thank you. And actually, I'm with permission. I've asked Graham if he wouldn't mind if I read out a summary he had actually typed up for another member of the party, because I thought it's rather well put. So we had a lovely time in the last session, which is great. Yeah, we walked across the savannah, and with the exception of a river, were attacked by literally everything we came across.
There we go.
We got in a routine where each afternoon, Askell, Tanya, and Yotto would be hacked apart, and every evening Jada would stitch them back together again. The upside was we were able to eat much of what attacked us, which in top tip, don't waste time foraging, just take a stroll and the food comes to you. Luckily for us, our final attackers were blueskins, soon to be ex-blueskins, with the exception of one helpful fellow whom Nicholas magicked into guiding us to Ras Garrett. So it was us wandering across the plain, the wilderness, trying to find our way back to Ras Garrett. Should have been a 2-day trip, it wasn't. Hurrah! Before sending them off on a new life of conscientious objection to tribal warfare, which is a tough gig if you're a tribal warrior. Cap it all, we rolled really badly about something that happened, that's happening or about to happen as we approach Ras Garrett. So we'll find out what that is hopefully soon. One big bonus for members of the Warrior Mage Club, the slates we picked up contained a whole load of essence spells. And so there's some more attuning and found a real treasure trove of magical information. But that's I thought there was a fun description, but we are within sight of Ras Garrett. I can't remember the time of day. Evening, I suppose.
No, midday.
Midday.
You walk for the morning.
Yep. Just saying goodbye to our wonderful friend and guide, willing guide. Sending him off to. There he is.
Excellent.
Happy fellow that he is. He's seen the light. Thanks, Graham.
Nice one. Excellent, and it was a very good write-up. The GM has one piece of qualification on that, but before I do, any questions or comments or anything from the players that's not clear? Nope. Okay. The one comment from me was you don't know that you've rolled bad. You might have rolled good at the tail end of last session. You have no idea. So let's see what happens. So if you're all sitting comfortably, you're all as keen as I am to see what happens next. Let's start the game. Excellent. So today is, by your reckoning, the 12th of Year's End. Year's End Day is only a matter of 10 or so days away. You may recall, those who have experienced it in the other campaign, Year's End Day is a particularly ill-omened day. It's a day of woe and generally bad omens. You are coming up to the end of this calendar year. It's the 20th. You set out from the Odana farm, the Blueskin farm, some 4 days ago. It only took you a day and a half to travel across the savannah, wilderness, call it what you will, but unfortunately it has taken a lot longer to come back. Not helped by having some absolutely ghastly weather yesterday. The good news is that today is good weather. It's fine, it's clear. There is a very slight breeze, 20th? Yeah, it's clear, there's a gentle breeze, leaves and small twigs sway and banners flap, but more particularly, smoke is being billowed around, and smoke is of particular interest for you because you are here. This is the view that is in front of your characters. You have indeed, as described by Pete, said farewell to this man, who has been now convinced of the error of his ways and is now a pacifist. We'll see how that goes down in his very warlike culture. And you're standing here. You can hopefully see the cursor. Give me a nod if you can see the cursor. You can, thanks. So you're facing this way. You're looking in this direction. The gentleman just described is heading away from us, away from the view in front of us. And over here, if you can see the cursor here, it's not quite as cloudy as this view is here. You can see a number of, quite a number of wisps of smoke, the sign of a town. And you're informed by your reluctant guide that you'd taken a prisoner yesterday or today, I forget which, that is indeed Ras Garrett, the Thracian border town far out into the wilds in the colony of North Messenia. What do you do?
I think Jada would want to check up on people's health status, and would offer healing, I believe, to anyone who is feeling poorly, so under hit. And I believe, or you should just ask everyone how they're feeling, basically, and some volunteers for healing.
Yeah, and I think Yotto and definitely Eskel would sing out about their wounds and their impairment that they currently have. Particular, there's something not quite right with Eskel's arm, I think.
So
yeah, the missing member of the Hack to Park Club would also chime in and and suggest, you say that she's Tanya's feeling a bit wobbly too.
So I guess, yeah, whilst healing, because I think so. Jada, I think, would cast that regeneration spell that will just take a little bit of time before it runs back up to full hits. So that will be 3 spells. She would suggest that perhaps we tidy ourselves. Well, she wouldn't be suggesting. Nicholas would ask someone else to suggest or hint to Severin, perhaps. Tidy up a little bit, because we might be a little bit scruffy or whatever. We don't want to draw too much attention at Ras Garrett. So I think we tidy ourselves up a bit before we enter the town and use the same time to do the healing, if that's all right.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, 3 rolls from Jada, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Only fails with adequate prep, which you've got. Only fails on a 1 or a 2.
There's a 69.
Cool.
800. 66. Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. And 99.
Healing spells all completed. Probably takes a little bit of time because a number of... how long does it take? How is it per round or per minute?
Per Sorry, I don't have it. I'll just get it. It's per round, I believe. Just I'll find the description. Sorry, I was
Half an hour or so sounds about right. Let's go with that.
yeah. Regeneration is 1 hit every round. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Eskel might need one of those tendon repairs too.
Did she not cast one on him that meant that he was repaired the next day? I thought that.
We have.
I honestly can't remember, and I haven't done the edit, so I'd leave that up to your good judgment.
Check Jada's spell. She did cast 3. That's the right one. Yeah. 3 level 4 and 1 level 6 spell, and it would be a tendon repair. Well, let's just do one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. And I think she'd want to do. No, not that. Where is it? Muscle mastery, tendon repair, muscle repair true. As muscle repair 1, except recovery time is instantaneous. Muscle repair 1 allows caster to repair 1 damaged muscle, 1 minute operation. So we need tendon repair true, which is a 10th level spell. So it's a tendon that was damaged, right?
Yes.
So she'd need to overcast by 1 level, and she'd be using 10 power points to do it, but it means it would be healed instantaneously.
Roll the 99.
Yeah, I think that's okay to do that. So overcast by 1 level.
Yes, which is, I always forget if it's 5 or 20. No, it's 20. You're right. So the normal failure with adequate prep, which she has done, allows the normal failure is 2. However, overcasting increases that by 20, so a failure of 22.
Cool.
If she's prepared for full, though, that reduces the 20, so it only fails on a 1 or a 2. Does that make sense?
Oh, yep. Yes.
Cool.
Great, she will cast and get an 89.
89.
Thank you.
The spell goes off. Askel, the pain in your tendon is instantly gone, and suddenly you can move it freely again. You're feeling miles better. Everybody is on full hits. Yotto has a pesky -10 that will go down over the next day or so, unless somebody's doing anything about it. Other than that, you're in good shape.
I think wise to do something about it because we never know what's going to happen. So Jada would want to check with Yotto what the problem is. If he brings that up, then she would want to check what the problem is and see what she could do about it.
Yeah, well, cracked ribs.
Ooh, yeah.
Cracked ribs. Yeah.
She would. Thank you. You wouldn't necessarily know that without any kind of diagnostics.
So definitely so if Yotto had brought up and said, "Oh, I'm a bit sore here," she would definitely want to do a diagnostics if that's all right.
Yeah, give me a roll.
33.
Is of course must. You. Must. Okay. And what's her diagnostic skill, please?
98.
Yeah. You're not quite sure, Jadia. You You're actually a little bit worried because you think you can feel a piece of dislodged bone, which of course is a very bad thing to have floating around in your chest. But you're not quite sure. But you think that it's definitely something wrong with his something structural. You can either try again in 3 rounds with plus 25, or if you want to do a hastier diagnostics, you can try again at a negative 10 to figure out what's going on.
Happy to wait 3 rounds and try again.
You might be.
please.
Give me a roll, please.
77.
And 89, did you say, or 98?
98.
Thank you. So, mark down a successful hard maneuver because figuring out broken ribs is probably you can't see it, unlike other breaks.
Can't get around it either.
Yes. Yeah, you take your time, and it's again, it takes about 5 minutes, but you're very confident that it's broken ribs. You'd have a plus 20 for any following healing roll, or which could either be herbs, prep and applying, first or second aid, or surgery, etc. You cannot, of course, fix broken ribs. You can't splint broken ribs or anything like that, obviously.
So the healing roll would be what? I mean, if it was what, the binding type binding or something, she could make a difference to the negative 10.
No, for another injury, yes, but you really can't do. You can do nothing, as I understand, for broken ribs.
Sorry, and you just said that, but I'd missed a bit. Okay, so she wanted to explain that to Askell, of course.
Yotto.
Sorry, to Yotto. My bad. Don't know. So it's a negative 10, so it's not like life-threatening, and it's not hugely impairing. I'm not sure that if we have one, a bone repairing spell would perhaps we keep that for when power points are low. So if she's got a bone repair spell, but does that one bone, or does it have to do it several bones?
Do you have the description of the crit? Give me a roll, please. If it is 1 to 25, it's 25 or under. It's 1 bone. If it's between 26 and 50, it's 2 ribs, and above that, it's 3 ribs.
So that's you're rolling that. Anthony?
Someone roll. Yeah.
Anthony, please.
Okay, 1 moment.
1, 2, 3 or more. 61. So it's 3 or more.
Yeah.
Her judgment is that it's not worth spending the power points and time until we're back into the city, because she might need the power points for getting there. This evening she'll do some bone casting before she goes to sleep, so she's got a new. Yeah, that's her call. Unless someone else feels strongly, otherwise she thinks we should go, I reckon.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to put some fresh clothes on, brush the bare entrails off our beards, and head on into town.
Does everybody have fresh clothes? I know Severin and Tanya probably have a spare set, but
I think we all bought clothes.
You tell me.
When we're in. Yep, I guess it's got spare shirt and pants.
Okay.
Jada's got spare shirt and pants.
Okay, cool. Yep. So
Not Yotto though. He's got blood stained and
Yep.
defecate beer poop on his.
Right. So everybody else bar Yotto is in some cleaner clothes. Clean being a relative term. They've been in the bottom of your packs and they're certainly not covered in blood and muck and grime. You are gonna have to chuck out these other clothes, of course, and cuts and scrapes and all the rest, dust, you name it. You are tidier. You are looking a bit more presentable for sure. What do you do?
Do we just want to wander into town, or do we? What do we think? There's been a bit of politics at play, hasn't there? With Severin's mum, and we don't quite know the lay of the land there. But then again, there's no known association between Severin and his mum, is there? So I'm just trying to think. There's no immediate cause for alarm, is there?
So we've only been gone 4 days. How long were we actually there beforehand?
No.
About 9 days or something.
So today is the 20th. You left Ras Garrett. You left Ras Garrett on the 12th. Reached the Odana farm the following day on the 13th at dusk, and you arrived in Ras Garrett on the 11th, the day before. So 9 days. Spot on with whoever said 9 days.
Good work.
So, yeah. Now, from memory, Severin's mum was going to be gone a couple of weeks. Was that right?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. All right. They've got time. Okay. Who is the... Go on.
Who was that? We went and stayed with some people, didn't we?
Yeah, we've got lodgings. Is there a sort of smaller gate that leads directly to our lodgings that's closer than others?
You got to know. So Ras Garrett is not a. It's a garrison town. It's a garrison town. It's right on the border. It's not a big place. That said, you didn't spend a huge amount of time looking around it, and you only saw one gate, which was the gate you exited from. So the truth is, you don't know. Right. The others. I mean, probably spending a day or so actually looking around, you got the sense that it's not a big town, and you'd probably figure it out, but you just simply didn't even have a day to really figure it out.
Okay.
You could probably get back. You would feel confident to go in the gate you came in, and to make your way back to your lodgings. It's not a big enough town that you think you'd get lost, and it was only 9 days ago. But yes, you don't know.
Cool.
I think we just approach and see what comes our way. I mean, Severin had a bit of a description of the outside because of Murloc's routine. He was questioning about, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a bit of knowledge there, didn't we?
Yeah, but so, which camp he went to and where and things. I don't have that written down, but yeah, I think we should just make a start going towards the town, and as we go, perhaps we could just discuss what our plans are with regards to Murloc. And we're heading for our accommodation is Maisie, isn't it? Maisie and Yorin at the pottery shop.
That's right.
Which was arranged through the Monman.
Wow. You've never actually heard anybody use the word Monman, by the way.
True. Cool. That's what I reckon.
But they kind of were.
Right. Yeah, I reckon approach with caution, and why not head for the main gate.
Okay.
That's all right. But whilst walking, can we have a discussion around what we want to plan for Morlock, or whatever his name is? Murloc.
Okay, I'm going to just keep things moving. That's what I'm assuming you do, unless anybody says otherwise. You can see the map on screen, and you set off heading towards the smoke, basically, and you start wandering your way. Considering some of the places you've been, this isn't awful travel. It's warm, It's in the high 20s, early 30s, but it's not sweltering, and it's just a little bit cooler. It's certainly much nicer here than the horrid closeness, the sweaty foulness, frankly, of the southern sea of Katana. And you start walking towards the distant smoke. You said you wanted to have a discussion, have a chat, if you wanted to have a chat.
So Nicholas would want a refresher on if we're going to be, because we were sort of tasked with a job of taking care of this guy Murloc to make Elka's, his mum's life easier. What's everyone's thoughts on that?
Could you maybe just frame things up a little bit more, both for viewers and also for party members' memories, Graham, just to refresh people's memories? Who is Murloc? Who is Elka, etc.?
So Elka's mum, Severin's mum, and we surreptitiously made contact. The rest of the party are aware of that, and discovered that she is sort of looks like she's being ushered out of the Joyful Butchers.
Who are the Joyful Butchers?
Joyful Butchers are a formerly very large sort of mercenary group that have been somewhat reduced in stature after a catastrophic loss of a battle that the party witnessed when they were in insert name of location.
Gaul.
That's it. And we've come across them here, and sure enough, Severin's mum's still there, but she's very much on the back foot, very much fallen from grace. Doesn't seem to hold the respect of the group. Very much a sort of has been and being ushered out, whereas this chap called Murloc has sort of seized the reins and is
Hello, Graham. Hello, Graham. Have we lost connection with Graham?
I can't hear him.
Nope.
Yeah, he's gone.
Hello.
Maybe his phone's switched, because he had that problem with his phone choosing which internet connection or something.
He's
Can
back.
you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, my but my computer every hour. I have to remember to turn it off every hour. Anyway. Sorry, where did I get to? I was merrily chatting away there, but
Elka has been ostracized, and Murloc has taken her place as this mercenary band that are working in the employ of the Thracian government, of the Thracian soldiers.
So obviously Severin's quite keen to do right by Mummy, but I guess would have sold it to the group in the terms of, wouldn't it be handy if we had a band of mercenaries at our backs should it be required? And she has indicated that she would be willing to use that force. I guess Severin also offered whether she didn't want to leave the whole thing behind and come and join us, because I thought an ace swords person in our group wouldn't hurt either. But I don't think she's too keen on that. I don't think the GM was too keen on that. But anyway, so we have that as a sort of something we could consider doing. Obviously, that comes with a certain amount of risk. However, we also have a bit of booty, which we should cover up. Actually, now I'm thinking of it. With whatever we can, even if it's bits of bedroll or something, as we come into town. And do you think it's worth just sending someone ahead just to check everything's okay? Tenya's happy to do that.
Yep, that's a great idea. Yep.
Do you want someone to go with her, or?
Yeah. Someone who looks well, actually, Askell, not Yotto. If he's covered in blood, that might not be it.
Yeah, Askell's happy.
Cool. So yeah, they'll go ahead. The other thing to consider is what we do with this booty. Obviously, if we attempted to sell it here, it would be rather high profile thing to do, and we would get a shit price. There is the option of, again, element of risk, teleporting our way by navigator to a location far away, and a city that perhaps one of the characters knows, and where they might know people who could take them in, so forth, where these items could be flogged in a big city environment where we would gain more from them. Or we stash them.
We popped it back to Jibarima. We're popular there, weren't we? I loved us there.
Yeah,
Which
definitely.
we fled from, I believe.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we can go visit the scene of the apartment raid.
Oh, we could.
What's a bit of murder and arson between friends?
Reminisce about that. Maybe somewhere a bit further north.
I wonder if we ask. This is out of. I'm pretty sure this is out of what we can ask Maisie to do, because we got contacts and travel, not money. But maybe the contracts, the through is coming second on Jewel Island. Perhaps we could ask Maisie to see if she was able to.
We absolutely can. Obviously, that takes time, though, doesn't it? I can't remember. What was the time, Chris?
The time of day.
No, sorry, to set up ongoing contacts in new places.
Depending on where you're going, it typically takes. Sometimes it takes only a few days, but generally, at least in many cases, generally a week. If it's particularly interesting places that you're heading to, it might be a lot longer than that, or not. But a few days, kind of minimum. Generally about a week, sometimes a bit more, depending on where you're going. And you're coming up to you're 10 days away from the end of the year.
Sorry, I suppose I was also asking Maisie just to do the selling for us through. Anyway, I don't know if it's up in her remit.
Yeah. Well, we can absolutely. To do the arrangement? Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
It's just whether we. I guess the thing is, right? We get this. What will we do with that money anyway?
Yeah.
Or do we feel we have enough money where we just actually stash goods and come back for them?
What's easier to transact?
Well, it's just stashing is easy. I mean, we'd have to come back to this lovely place, but it would. I mean, what do we got for cash these days?
I think we were pretty good.
Wealth 190 for Askell, 127. This is gold. Nicholas 88 for Jada, 319 for Severin, 474 for Tanya, and 8 silver for Yotto.
With a little ragamuffin with us.
It's a matter of time joining, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't suppose there's a bank in town, but that is an option. Is we just bury the stuff or stash it.
You could you could just maybe flick off some of the a little bit more nondescript items and just. I mean, I guess we've got 16 of these red slates.
Well, we need them. I mean, when you say nondescript items, I mean these are all like elaborate magic items, and even the bits. We've got large slabs of whatever it was, bronze, and we've what else we got? We obviously can't carry these around much longer. We've got like jade figurines. I mean, these are really unusual things, right? They're not. I mean, and also, yeah. I mean, I think either we go somewhere and sell or stash. That'd be my suggestion, but either way.
Maybe it's you stash it until closer to when we've decided we're bugging out and we're unlike back, then sell it and then boost out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, what are we going to spend money on?
Yeah.
obviously supplies, and we obviously do want some sort of pack train, probably in terms of moving on from here, so we can transport a little bit more, at least back to the Wyvern ledge. So we can carry more food there, not eat from a pack pony or something. I mean, assuming we just don't dine out on bear on the way back. But yeah,
Paying for guides, perhaps.
Hey,
And paying for guides, perhaps.
yeah, all that.
Yeah.
Find some new ones. Actually, I wonder what happened to our guides. That's another point. I wonder if they come
True.
back.
That's something we need to be aware of when we're coming into the city, that they might be. Yeah.
Is anybody able to make themselves look like somebody else?
No.
Not a warrior mage thing. I'm just thinking Tanya probably sticks out quite a bit because she's quite relatively tall elf. She's not that tall.
No, not Yotto, not Eskel.
No.
Nicholas can, but only to one person at a time.
Oh, would you think it might be worth him just going in as somebody else? Just
No. Like he will only appear different to one person at a time.
Oh.
Okay.
I
Well,
think it's like a drawback of mentalism spell.
it is. I'll arrange everyone into a formal queue.
Don't look at me! Don't look at me yet! I'm not ready for it.
Well, maybe get a little sort of tent or something. People could see one.
So no, this is the answer.
Okay.
Any more key discussion that you're having before Tanya and Askell head off?
Yes, Nicholas wanted to get more. Well, perhaps we could do that once we're in the town, but he wanted to know more about our options for taking up Murloc, what his routines are, and what the plan is. But that can happen once we've reached town. That's fine.
Okay, let's not discuss now. Yay, nay?
Yeah. Well, let's head into town.
Okay. Before Yotto and Askell head away, can I please ask all three of you to pick whatever character has a higher perception roll, and each one of you, each of the three players, give me a roll, please.
5.
It's must.
Yeah. I hope so. Tanya 85.
Okay. Cool. And
Eskel rolled a 48. And
okay.
Yotto rolled a 97.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted one roll from whoever's got the best. Whichever character's got the best. So we'll take the 48, and whether that's Yotto or Askell, I think it's Askell with better perception.
Yep.
What's he got?
His perception is plus 37.
Alrighty. And then...
Actually, Yotto's is better. His is plus 49.
Yep.
Jada?
Okay, and Jada, yes, please.
Yep. She rolled a 13,
Yep. And...
and perception is 63.
Okay, cool. Tanya. Something coming into chat right now. And this is, so you've been having this, just to explain, you've made some progress. You've walked down here, across here, and if you can see the little cursor, you're making your way down in this direction towards the smoke as described. And you're getting to the point of, what are we going to do? What our options are? What are our options for travel? Who's Murloc? What's going on? And Askell and Tanya are about to head off, and then a bit of information coming into Tanya, your channel. on out.
Okay, can we act on that?
Sure.
So without sort of, it's Senya's. They're all grouped. We're all grouped together, are
Yeah,
we?
you're walking in your normal party order, and so you can speak to each other, so everybody can hear, and you're within whatever your normal party order is. So yes. Yep.
Tenya, without sort of making a big song and dance about it, whispers that we're being followed. There's someone behind us keeping to the bushes and scrub, but they're not taking a lot of care not to be seen. But there's someone there. Suggest we, on her mark, scatter and take cover. There's there areas to take cover?
You've come out to about. Can you see the cursor? About there. So a few tricks. Can I scroll in? That would be really
Got a
handy.
home screen?
Oh yeah, we've seen the characters.
You can. Yes, thank you. About here. So you're kind of crossing this quite open. So not shrubbery. So they're off over here. See the cursor there, and I'll switch to the larger view. They're off over here, Tanya.
Yeah.
Along this line, and you're almost coming out of these trees about there.
So how about if we just Tanya suggests that just on her mark that they just all take cover to behind the nearest shrubbery.
Okay.
Is everyone happy about that?
Or do you want to try just splitting? Like maybe it's
At the party, he says. What?
In the sense of like Tanya and Eskel sort of fake like they're splitting off to a different direction, but in fact head into the bush and hide to see if whoever's following us.
Well, I was thinking just confront them, actually.
Party?
Just confront them. You know what I mean? There's no one, so, just say, come out,
I reckon.
Sure.
Yep. Behind a bit of cover. Yep.
Okay.
I guess everyone would offer just to remain standing with deflections ready and just call the person out if that was suitable while everyone else just takes cover in case there's weapons, arrows and so forth.
Okay.
Jada would want to be ready with deflections as well.
Yep. Any other prep that I should be aware
of? While when she's in cover, Tanya will put an arrow on the string.
Okay.
And look to identify a target, but not be seen to be aggressive, but be ready.
Okay.
Once Nicholas is in cover, he'll prep.
Okay. Okay, so there's a pause of maybe 20, 30 seconds. So 3 rounds prep. Arrows well and truly on string. And over here some...
Yeah, everyone will just say
200 foot away. 200 foot away. Sorry, just describing. 200 foot away, a figure steps out of these bushes here, about 200 foot away. This person here.
Let me see what they look like.
Yep. Just give me a second.
No, I don't know if something happening or not. Oh, nice tats.
A blue skin, clearly Mara. He steps out. He's carrying a shield. And
weapon out.
Sorry, can you just give me just give me a second to describe him, and then we can go for questions. He's carrying a shield. He is dressed like that, and yes, very, very, very heavily tattooed. He also has tattoos. You can even see at this distance on his face. Blue skin is very, very accurate for him. He's empty-handed apart from his shield, but he appears to have a sword at his side. He just stands there.
Okay, Severin will raise a hand and call a welcome.
he looks around. It's like quite, he's kind of checking around him. He looks behind him, and he looks good, a really good look in this direction in particular, and he just makes this kind of motion and starts slowly walking towards you.
Okay. All right. Well, Severin will wait to receive him, and we'll look and say to the others, don't act aggressively. He's coming to talk, and we'll wait for him to approach and be non-aggressive.
He gets within 20 foot of you all, and stops, crouches down on his haunches.
Severin would say, give him a polite "Good day, sir," or kind of welcome, as much as he knows about Mara language, and just ask. He'd be conversing in South Tongue, or no? Thebronic would be the local, right?
Around here,
Around town. No.
Yep. So the main language in town for the Thracians is Westron, a civilized language.
Right. In that case, he'd use Westron and say, and offer a greeting.
He was crouching down. He gets to his feet again. Any action from anybody else?
I think Yotto and Esco would just be looking around, just further out left and right, like so. Well, Seven's trying to indirect there, just looking around if there's any other movement.
Sure. Would you like to give me a roll?
So for Escal, he rolled a 100. Damn it. And his was plus 37, whatever that comes at.
Yep.
And for Yotto was a 98.
Oh, man.
Plus.
He was 46, 45, I think.
Okay.
Man, what a waste.
Yeah, totally. Two amazing rolls.
49.
49. Thank you. So, yeah, Askell, you have a bit of a look around, and yeah, you do spot something. You'd seen it when you first kind of crested this hill, and I think I described it last session, a slightly different image, by the way, but roughly the same kind of thing. Up on the horizon, you'd seen movement. You weren't quite sure what it was, but this time again, Askell, you're a little bit closer this time, and yes, you see definitely the glint of steel. There are people with metal up here, still quite some way away, at least a good couple of miles away. But yeah, people up on this ridgeline with metal.
Yeah, Eskel would just like to calmly call out to the group, and just in a calm sort of tone, like Sev, Nicholas, Yotto, Jada, there's groups of people on the hill over yonder.
Severin thanks him, says, friend, do you know who that large group of men are over there?
This man spits. Thracian soldiers, yes, and he is speaking with a very heavily accented Westron, intelligible but heavily accented. Nicholas, just the way he speaks, you've heard this 1,000 times growing up in and around M.E.R.P people, tribes people who have been colonized by Thrace. Thracian soldiers, yes.
While we were in town, Chris, did we ever see such numbers?
such numbers.
Yeah, I mean, do they normally march around? Had we when we were staying there before? Were they? There was a camp outside of town, wasn't there?
There was the Joyful Butchers camp. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when we're in town, did we see such groups of soldiers gathered outside the town?
Such groups. What such groups?
Large groups of armed men, as Askel's just pointed out.
Oh, it wasn't a large group. He's seen a number of men, some men, movement men, and some glints of metal. How many, doesn't know.
I see. Well, several asked the man. Oh, whew. We what occurs in town?
What do you mean, friend?
Oh, I just wondered. Just armed men coming towards us. Just wondering if anything was unusual happening in town we should be concerned about. These are dangerous times.
He gets a piece of wood and starts kind of picking at his teeth. It's just the border.
Oh, okay. No,
You're crossing the border?
We're just going to Ras Garrett.
Good.
You from there?
I'm from around.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Espen.
You're butchers?
No. Just a group of friends. Friends. I don't think we need to hide ourselves from our friend here. Yes, these are my group of friends. But no, we're not aligned to the butchers or anyone else for that matter.
He can see, you see he's definitely kind of eyeing up the massively tall healer woman, and also casting an eye over both the elves and also Askel a bit as well.
Yeah, you see, we as you can see, we come from many places, but we have what's your pseudonym, Nicholas?
Oh, Thomas.
Thomas. How proper.
Thomas, tell us.
However, my friend Thomas is from around these parts, and he'll introduce him.
Yeah. So Nicholas would be happy to have once Severin indicated that he thought it was safe for us. Nicholas would have been happy to sort of stand up and come forward. He won't put himself right next to, in the same line as Severin. He'll want to stand back. And does he have any sort of? I don't think he's got a skill in sort of cultural knowledge or anything. I'll just check. But he just wanted to check if he recognises anything about him. He's not from the same area, because he's from a lot further north. But does he have any clues from who this guy might be, from his dress, his tattoos, or anything, sort of cultural?
Definitely Mara, his complexion, you'd be amazed if he's not Mara. More than that, his tattoos are unfamiliar to you. I mean, this location is many hundreds of miles to the south from where you're from, but similar, same or very similar culture. This man looks at you. He says, "Oh, you crossed the border before? You go before or first time?"
We've come from Ras Garrett. We've been in the country. We've not knowingly crossed any border, no. But I'm not quite sure whether. To be honest, we're kind of new to this land. I'm not really even sure where the border is. But we came to Ras Garrett and wandered around a bit in the country, but and run some errands. But no, I'm not quite sure. Where is the border?
You don't know border? Yeah,
we're new. We're new here. Hey,
those hills, he says. Those ones.
Those are the hills. So, other side of those hills is Tarong, is it?
What?
The other side of those.
Other side of those hills is Ras Garrett.
Ah, got you. So we're on the other side of the border at the moment. I didn't realise.
Tarong, and he spits again. That way, the way you've come.
Ah, well, we're very lost. I'm glad we met you, friend. Thank you for orientating ourselves. Quite keen. I don't know about you, but I always get quite nervous with large groups of armed men walking around. Is there a way we can sort of? Is there a formality to crossing the border, or can you just walk across, or is there a way to do that without
Well,
being?
yeah, no, sure, no problem for you. You'll have paperwork, so no problem. You got out, so you must have paperwork to get in. So,
No,
otherwise,
really
they don't like. This is a border, yeah. They fight between here, and he points in this direction. Points up towards the way you're going, towards Ras Garrett, and he points back over his shoulder, the way you've come. Back there is the enemy. That is Torong. They hate. They fight. Very nervous on the border. Very nervous on the border.
Hey, well, we're not really fighting anybody, but we're obviously very lost. Any chance you would be able to lead us? We don't really want to bump it. We don't have any paperwork. Would you know a way that we could just avoid bumping into soldiers and worrying about paperwork?
Ha! He laughs. Funny.
No?
No, funny.
Okay.
Funny. He says, I was going to ask you if I can help you do this. This is good, yes?
This is great. I think we might have a deal brewing here. That sounds like an excellent arrangement.
Good.
Yeah. So what? I mean, obviously, we'd be happy to pay you for your services and make it worth your while.
It's tricky. Border.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're the boss. What will it cost for you to sort of guide us through a safe passage back to Ras Garrett without any funny paperwork being required?
We have beer steaks and wings.
Delicious. He looks around. Funny, this is very lucky. I saw you, and I think maybe I can help these people. I'm helpful, man. I'm helpful, man.
Thank you. I mean, we can't believe our luck either. It's fantastic to meet you. You've come along just at the right time. You've saved us a lot of embarrassment.
No one likes the embarrassment. Yes.
No, exactly. No, that'd be awful. So, would you be willing to guide us on our way?
Yes.
Brilliant.
For you,
yep.
All you 6 men and big woman.
6.
Big woman.
5 men, 4 men, small, medium-sized woman, big woman. Yep.
5 silver each.
Each? Blimey. It's top rate round here, isn't it? What's that? 5 6s are 30.
3 weeks ago, they hung the spies. They say men are coming in, spies, and they stretch their neck.
Should we just say yes? I can't be asked. All right, listen. Quite frankly, that sounds quite a lot of money, but I think I'm inclined to believe you about the spies and the hanging. So let's shake on that.
And he
Do you shake?
spits.
Well, like that. Severin says, and by the way, my name's Aspen.
Yes, you said.
No, do you have a name? You don't have to tell us if you don't want to. But
Bolo.
Well, good to meet you, Polo.
Bolo.
Lead on.
Bolo. Bolo.
Oh, Bolo. Sorry, my accent's terrible. See, I'm not from around here. Sorry, I came on holiday by mistake.
Great line from a great film.
So, shall we be off then?
Yes, we go. We go.
Brilliant. Okay, excellent. Lead on.
Okay. Does anybody do anything? Say anything? Think anything?
Tenny would like to perceive all around the bushes, just in case there's no little surprises happening.
Sure thing. Anybody else doing anything? Saying anything?
Eskel and Yotto would be the same. Just nosing around.
Okay. Sure. All right. Can I please get 3 rolls? We'll start with Tanya first off. What was the roll, please? You're on mute, Graham.
20 plus 85.
20 plus 85. Damn it. Okay. And next roll, please.
Eskel, you got a 36 plus, plus 35 for him.
Hmm.
And then Yotto.
Cool.
Yotto rolled a 86 and he was plus 49.
Cool. Very good. Thank you. All three of you have a really good look around. Anybody else lurking in the bushes? Anybody else around? Your friend Bolo appears to be alone. You can't see. You do, Tanya. You do also catch a glimpse, as described. You probably see a little bit better, Rano. Yeah, no, you would, because you've got elvish vision rather than half elven vision. Yeah, there's definitely some people, armor, weapons, something up there, moving around.
Well, several remain quite jolly and say, "Lead on, my friend."
Good, good. We keep quiet, and he takes you. You were walking straight over the open fields. He immediately goes into the undergrowth and starts weaving his way through what appears to be a route known well by him, but yes, completely. You would have struggled to have found such a discreet kind of way to get there, and you make your way. Walking for a good hour or so, walking quietly. At one stage, you hear the clinking and some calls of people, and the sounds of horses from some way off, quite some distance away from you. Absolutely no risk. You then break cover, and you can see. I wonder again if I can zoom in a little bit. Oops, no, yeah, I can zoom in that much. There you go. You break cover here, and you try to follow your way up along the ridgeline as close as you can. And at this moment, around this time, Bolo turns to you all and just says, very quiet, very cautious, yes? Cautious. You step good, yes? And I'd like the worst person, please, to make the worst two people, actually. Whoever has not got stalk, give me a stalk roll.
Severance plus 28.
He's got a plus 28 for stalk.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Jada's 31, Nicholas is 36.
Okay.
Yotto's 41. Eskel is 17, plus 17.
Okay.
17. So Eskel and Severin, right?
Yep, go. And these are two unmasked rolls.
47.
Just coming. Yep, 47 and 21. Yep. And what was the second roll, please?
Eskel was 73 plus 17, so 90.
Okay. So neither Severin nor Eskel are quiet. Eskel is certainly quieter than Severin. But you're not horrifically loud, Severin. You don't fumble for a start. That's not a negative. And you make your way on. Your companion glances over his shoulder at you several times and kind of shushes you. And he moves you on and round another few stands of trees. And you're definitely hearing the sounds of the distant sounds of the town. So you're definitely getting a lot closer. Still, the town itself would still be some way off, at least half a mile or so, at least, if not more. But you're also hearing more the sound of kind of clanking metal and horses and people. And all of a sudden, Bolo just says, down, down, down. And I'd now like the same two people, please, to give me, this time, masked hiding rolls, please. Because stalk and hide is the same, and I want 2 masked hiding rolls to see how well you hide amongst the foliage.
10.
10, it's masked. It could be amazing. It could be really, really good.
Let's hope so. I'm hoping so.
Plus 21. Yep.
8. 28.
28. Cool. And yep.
He rolled another 100.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
But it was plus 17.
Okay. Okay. So you all hunker down into the foliage, and pretty much just in the nick of time, riding over the crest of a nearby hill are a collection of men on quite stout little ponies. There'd be probably about 15, 16 of these men. They're dressed somewhat similar to that. They're each wearing a tabard, and you can all see the tabard. You know it's the high mark of Thrace. Thracian soldiers, or at least irregulars in the Thracian army, or some kind of Thracian forces. And you hunker down into the bushes pretty much just in the nick of time. And actually, you both think you've actually hidden quite well. These horsemen, in the actions from anybody, I should be aware of.
Keep still and quiet.
Okay. And they're passing. The good news is those hide rolls seem to have done the trick. They're passing, and they don't appear to be particularly watchful, but they're looking from side to side, but they're not. They don't appear to be particularly on edge, you would say. They're passing your hiding place without issue. Until suddenly your guide leaps to your feet and screams out, "Here they are! Here they are! They're paying me! They're paying me to struggle them into the kingdom. Spies! I have done my job. I have found the spies." And these horsemen wheel and instantly turn and come back, and within a matter of a few short seconds, there's that scene out of Lord of the Rings where Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas find themselves at spear points. And at this stage, I'd mentioned before the camera came on that there may be an element of me moving the story forward. This is indeed one of those. I'm just going to head out and grab another drink, and I'll come back to tell you what happens in a second.
Can't trust anyone. Even
Well,
when you
we
pay them.
We should have stashed. Well, no, he would have seen us stashing anyway.
Yeah.
I reckon we're straight, right?
Yeah. Suppose it was his territory.
Yeah. Did we not receive paperwork on the way out? Because I wasn't there for that episode. Why didn't we get paperwork from our guides?
I didn't know we were crossing any border.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So
any
we
talk
come
of
back around the
paperwork.
wrong way. Yeah.
No. I don't remember the border being so close.
Maybe there is no border and he's just simply naming us spies. Right.
Or is it just things? Some things happened in the last 9 days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Could be. We'll find out. But where have we been? Do we say that?
Oh yeah, we need a.
Well,
We've been on a hunting trip for bears and chickens.
we've
We'll
been
tell them
doing
we've been up
running.
the Vale of. We'll tell them we've been up the Vale of Tears, or whatever it's called.
Okay. Yep. Be up front. Yep. Whispers. Yep. Be entirely truthful.
Yeah. Just tell them we were adventurous. Been up the Vale of Tears.
Whispers.
We're staying with in town. Didn't even know the border was here. This guy told us we had to avoid the border, so we paid him some money to avoid the border, but we don't really.
Because when we were guided out, we didn't have paperwork and.
We can give them the name of our guides.
Yep. There's always something, isn't it?
Some notes. Brandon, Douglas, and Fierce.
Yes.
That's the name of the original guides.
GM is back.
Fergus, Donald, and Brennan. Yep.
Your 6 characters are surrounded by multiple spears. Your friend, in inverted comma, turns to you, kind of shrugs his shoulders, says nothing more, and pushes his way out of the line of spears. You hear some sounds of some coins clinking, and he goes off whistling. You are in very short order find yourself speaking to this man. He introduces himself to you in very, very clipped, vicious, angry tones, in Westron, by the way, as Captain Tatham. And what he says to you is as follows. You are on the border of the Kingdom of Thrace, without required permit, and you're a motley collection. And he looks over all of you. I see Arabs. I see traitors to our land. 2 Arabs, if I'm not wrong, looking at both Jadar and Askell. And elves. Either traitors, spies, or tragically, as we've just found out, potentially cultists will come with me. And on that, if someone would like to make some kind of your choice whether you do it or not, some kind of social roll, it'll be at a negative 70, so it's an absurd roll. You do have the option of doing that. Otherwise, we follow the narrative. Your call if someone wants to do that. Whoops.
May as well try nothing to be. I mean, Severin will try and be polite and use his charm in a not in a forced way.
Sure.
But and I guess as part of that, he would say where he's from. And where he's from is the Kingdom of Tarm, which I believe is a Thracian colony.
Yeah.
So he would make that clear.
It's an independent nation, but it's a strong ally of Thrash. Yep, cool. Give me a roll, please. It really is going to come down to an utterly amazing roll.
Okay.
Give me a roll.
16.
16. Unfortunately, negative 70 plus what, please?
73.
73. Well, the really good news is it's not a blunder, because had that been a blunder, that could have gone very, very, very badly. He completely dismisses Severin, and he is no longer interested in hearing what you have to say. And the GM is kicking himself because there was one last image he meant to look out before the game today, and he forgot to do it. the one last image is of six, one for each of you, set of golden handcuffs. You've seen them before, Severin. They're placed on each one of your wrists, and you are summarily disarmed. Any attempt at trying to use any form of magic, is instantly blocked. You've seen this colour recently before. With that, you're promptly marched away at marched away at spear point. Oops, we've just lost Anthony again. Hello, Anthony. You having tech problems?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know. My laptop went blah. I just somebody stopped my cell phone.
Okay. How odd.
Yeah. This laptop is now doing spinning updates on Discord.
Okay.
On that. So yeah, on cell phone.
Cool. All good. You can hear us okay, and we can hear you. You're right?
Yep.
Excellent. Cool. So, can I please ask one brave person to give me a dice roll? And I would like a dice roll to please to be a 1d7.
Haskell, you've been lucky.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Do it from the cell phone.
1d7.
$34.
1d7.
Or 1d7. Sorry.
That's all right. Four. Thank you. That's great. And do that at the end. And you are marched into the town, the border town of Ras Garrett, handcuffed and attracting quite a lot of attention. Ras Garrett, to remind you, it looks like this. There are a lot of blue-skinned people, tribes people, very similar to your friend Bolo. It's a town, kind of mixed architecture. Definitely heavily walled, heavily fortified, and definitely a mixture, and you can see some of the walls there, for example, and a mixture of cultures. So you have these parts of town where the blueskins are, and I keep meaning to say each session, this comet is getting bigger and brighter every single day. You've been underground for quite a while, and you did all notice it when you resurfaced some 5 days ago, that it's definitely getting bigger and brighter. You are paraded. No, you're not paraded. You are taken through the streets. There you go. There's the city walls, and some of the architecture you can see there. So definitely kind of call it, in our world, Elizabethan style, mixed in with this almost Celtic kind of vibe from these blueskin people. You're taken to a very stout stone building. Your names and your fake names are taken, and you are each imprisoned in separate cells, and you are interrogated a great deal. Both Askell and Jadar fare definitely the worst, quite roughed up, not beaten, not to the point where you actually have a minus, but you are not treated kindly, and definitely Askell and Jadar, the word Arab, and they use a very derogatory in-game term, basically a pretty filthy word to deride your former, well, not your former, to deride your ethnicity, and the word spy comes up a lot. Not beaten, but definitely roughed up, and you're not treated kindly. And you are fed. Yes, the food is not good, but you're fed, and there's adequate food and there's adequate water. You're not actually wanting for anything particularly, and you at least have some form of privacy. You're not crammed in with lots of others. But it's a pretty dispiriting, miserable 4 whole days that you have to suffer. Until finally, amazingly, on the 4th day, and there has been a rhythm to the time that you've been imprisoned, you are typically all taken out in the morning, thoroughly interrogated. Who are you? What are you doing? Where have you come from? Where did you get all this stuff? What's going on? What is your name? Who are you? Where do you come from? On the 4th day, there's none of that. So the cycle is different. And late on the 4th day, there is a jangling of keys, and you are taken out with no explanation. You come out into some kind of entry hall or entry into the cells, and there are piles of most of your stuff, and we'll come to that in a second, on several large stone tables. And standing there, along with the soldiers, is this woman. You know her as Maisie, who's been your host in this town. You're told very gruffly, collect your belongings and get out. What I'd like each of you to do, please, is for all 6 characters, there is a 90% chance that everybody loses 15% of any monetary wealth that you have, and 1d6 mundane items, with a 25% chance of it being recovered. If anybody wanted to roll some kind of social or charm or persuasive roll, the chance of you actually getting any money lost would increase, may increase, but there is of course a risk of a bad roll, and something bad may happen. So every character to roll 90, or so 90% chance that 15% of their gold and 1d6 mundane items have gone. Pete, looking at you first, so let's start with you.
Cool. So for Nicholas,
Yep.
D100, 32.
Yep.
So he lost. So that means he's lost 15% of all money.
15% of all of his money, and then 1d6 items.
That was his explanation. D6.
Mundane items, non-magical items.
5 mundane items.
Okay, your call of what those are.
Yep, cool. So he lost, negative 15% and minus 5 items.
Cool, thank you.
Jada?
And you've got a base chance of 20. Well, let's see if you recover them on the way out. You've got a base chance of 25% of recovering them on the way out. Your call if you want to make some kind of social roll or something to try to persuade someone to give you it all back.
He's not. No, he doesn't have a skill in persuasion, and also, honestly, he's not. No, he's happy not to.
Okay, sure.
And rolled a 6 anyway.
There you go. So, Nicholas, none of your stuff was actually taken. You're fine. Jada, same process.
Jada, let's make mark. D100. So, whoopsies, not that. She rolled 100. for the money.
No way! So neither Nicholas
Mental.
nor Jada, and bizarrely enough, with the clearly blatant racism and prejudice going on here, maybe they didn't realise it was Jada's stuff, but amazingly, Jada gets all of her equipment and all of her money back.
Oh, was it? Sorry, was that? Okay, cool. I don't need to roll the d6.
No. There was
Okay.
so 90% chance of losing 15% of your monetary wealth and a 1d6 item. She rolled 100.
see. Gotcha.
She rolled 100, which was above 90. She is absolutely fine. That's 3 100s tonight, by the way.
Oh, well, lucky.
Cool. And then I'm just moving along the people on my screen. Askell, the two characters that you're playing, please, we'll just rinse and repeat that same process. 90% chance for each. Let's start with one.
Okay, cool. I'm back on my laptop as well, so hopefully it remains. Okay, for Askell, first roll 40.
40, okay. So can you see how many items, mundane items, go walkies from Askell's pile?
Okay.
Four items, great. And then at the end of it, as you've come out to collect all your possessions, you can imagine this, these bank of cells and this, quite officious person handing these items back. You have a 25% chance of recovering. You can change that percentage chance, although actually, I said 25 would probably be a bit lower for a person from your background. But anyway, your choice of whether or not you want to try to make an adjustment to that 25% chance.
Nah, leave it.
Okay, roll the 25, and if you roll 1 to 25, you get your gear back.
80.
80. So, Askell, you lose 15% of your wealth, your monetary wealth. So anything you haven't yet sold or whatever, it doesn't go walkies, but 15% of any coins that you have, and you lose, I think you said 4?
4, yep.
4 items. Cool. And then rinse and repeat for Yotto, please.
Yep. Okay, Rotto. First roll, he got a 51.
51, yep. So he's got a base chance of getting 25% chance of getting it all back. Does he try to influence that on his way out the door?
I think he would.
Okay. Great. Give me a roll, please.
Oh, God. Sorry. That's technology tonight. This time. Okay. Another roll. Got a 97.
Well, hey, roll again.
And a 70.
70. Does he have any kind of social skill? Charm is probably the most logical.
Yeah. It's alright. I need to bring that all up because I need to restart. Hang on a sec. Come on. Alright, it's just...
That's all right. All good. Take your time.
Alright, what has he got? He's got a trading skill. Charm seduction.
Your charm seduction is probably the prime one. I'd give you a quarter for trading.
Yeah. Trading, he's got a 45. Charm seduction, he's got a 48.
It's the charm seduction.
Yeah, he's got begging.
Begging
on his knees.
Begging would probably be the most logical, but also charm would work. Begging or begging could work. Anyway, whatever the case, he's fine. So Yotto gets all his material goods back, as well as 15% of the money that might have gone walkies.
Oh,
So only Askell has lost something so far. And finally, last 2 characters, Tanya and Severin.
All right, Severin or Charm, if you can.
Yeah. Well, firstly, let's give me a roll of a 90. Let's see if he's affected.
85.
85. He is affected. So give me a charm roll, please.
77.
77. It is a minus, obviously, and I should have said that with Yotto's as well. But then again, with such an amazing roll. Yep. And what's Severin's bonus?
73.
Yep. So I'm going to call that an extremely hard maneuver at a negative 30. That was a success. So that increases your chances of recovery by 30, which means you've got a 55% chance of getting your goods back. So 55 or under, and you're good.
8.
8, you're fine. Severin is absolutely fine. So basically, you get your possessions back and you kind of start querying them, and it's a bit odd, and you're actually missing quite a bit of your money, but with a couple of smiles and using your knowledge of how the Thracians work, you're able to get that those items and that money back. And then lastly, Tanya.
36.
36, so she is definitely affected. What does she do? Does she attempt to charm or do anything on the other end?
I don't think she's capable.
Okay. Cool. So give me a roll 25 or under to see if they get it. If she gets it back.
87.
87. She does not. Tanya and Askell lose 15% of their monetary wealth. And how many mundane items, Graham? 1d6.
4.
4. Exactly the same as Askell. Please take a moment at the end of the session or in the next couple of days and minus that amount. You guys came off very, very lucky. You are, and to be strictly role-playing it out, had we been role-playing it, probably a lot more of your gear would have gone. But as mentioned, a bit off camera, I was just keen to interject a bit of risk and a bit of movement of the game. You leave the keep. Where you've been imprisoned for the last 4 days. A couple of soldiers accompany you, and there's quite a lot of interest around you. You see a number of faces, not quite a crowd of people, but there definitely, as you leave and as you walk down the streets of Ras Garrett, there's definitely interest. People are taking note of you, and they're certainly clocking you, and you see whispers behind your hands and all the rest. The words both cultists and spies figure quite heavily, and you're getting a lot of very evil looks. You finally, not that long, maybe 15-20 minutes. Ras Garrett isn't a huge place. The surroundings are looking a lot more familiar. You may recall you turn down this street here, and you can see these pillars here. You turn up a little side street there, and you find yourself here, back at the small pottery shop. Maisie, by the way, hasn't said a word since she has collected you. There's the small stall outside of her husband. You never actually, I think you established it was a husband. Yoren, no immediate sign. And the couple of soldiers depart, and there has been, I wouldn't say a crowd has followed you, but definitely a few people, a collection of people have come out, and there's kind of mutterings and some evil looks. They kind of disperse as you go inside this house. There's someone spits kind of as you go in. and you're definitely getting the feeling that you're not popular. And you go inside the door, and Maisie hustles you in and bolts and secures it. One thing you do notice, by the way, hadn't quite clocked it when you first stayed here. These are very, very robust doors. You're very pleased to see. They're very solid, and they have probably more than you would normally consider average number of deadlocks and bolts, and a big bar that comes down over the door. You're quite pleased to have this very solid lump of wood in between you and the town. You come inside, and again she hasn't spoken, and you hear a scrape of a chair, and this man, Yoren, gets to unsteadily to his feet. He's got his arm in a sling, and he's got badly bruised, although swelling is going down, beaten face, and he's just looking quite pale and wan. And he just nods as you all come in. Maisie turns to you all and says, welcome to our home. I'm sorry it's not under better circumstances. Something to eat, something to drink, first off. Have you been fed? Are you hungry?
I think Severin would bow and say, I'm sorry if you've been caught up in misfortune. This is not the way we want to return to town, and I deeply apologize for dragging you into this. Unfortunately, we lost our guides. They've disappeared. And
disappeared, she said. She looks almost incredulous at this.
Yeah, we they took us to the top of well, as they promised, they took us to the head of the valley, and we went on. When we came back, they had gone. We were back before, within the time that they said they would wait, and I don't know under which circumstances they were gone. There was a sign of them being there, and I don't know, a day or so before, but they had gone, and so we had to try and navigate our way back. And
at that moment, when you say they weren't there, she and Yoren share a look at each other, and they both just kind of shaking their heads. Sorry, Severin. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, so clearly we got lost on the way back, and unbeknownst to us, we must have crossed the border. So we got picked up as so-called spies because we just wandered over the border. And clearly this is not great, and I'm sorry. No doubt this has caused a lot of trouble and a suspicion pointed at you, and I deeply apologise for the situation. We'll obviously look to clear out our town as fast as we can. You can see that we're not welcome here, and I don't want. We obviously don't want to taint your goodly home with our presence any more longer than we do. Although we deeply appreciate your hospitality.
Well, thank you. And she uses your pseudonym, Aspen. You are welcome. This is our job. We are paid to have guests like you here, although this has been one of the more interesting situations that myself and Yoren have found ourselves in, having guests such as yourselves. Yes, it has been an awkward situation. I'd heard pretty rapidly that you had people matching your description had been taken into custody as you were marched through the town, and I have been using as much influence, not that I personally have, but that some of the people that I work for have, to secure your release. It wasn't easy, but it happened a lot faster than I thought it would.
Seven will bow in and offer his effusive thanks. It seems that town is Is the tension in town just about ourselves, or are there more things afoot?
No. And she looks at Yoren at this, and he looks kind of sick, actually. It's like he wants to throw up.
Jada will offer him healing, or she'll, sort of quietly step forward and see if, in her quiet way, would offer she could inspect him and do what she could for him.
He politely but quite firmly motions you aside. No, things are not good in Ras Garrett.
I'm sorry to hear this. May I inquire, would it be what's happened?
Some nights ago, 3 nights before, 2 nights, 3 nights, 2 nights before you were captured. Yoren, do you want to tell the story? And he just shakes his head. She says, "Well, I'll tell." So 6 nights ago, Yoren here was out having some drinks with friends. Had a few ales. Hadn't you, darling? And he kind of nods. And on his way back, he was heading past a square or a part of town that is largely abandoned. There were some refugees that came some time ago, some blueskin refugees, and they left some months ago, and the houses have been abandoned. And well, Yoren, as you described it, he says he heard a muffled cry, a scream, and went to investigate. And yeah, he said that looking inside the window, there was a young woman. She was bound and gagged, tied to a table in this abandoned building, and a number of hooded and cloaked figures around this woman with blades, and she was struggling and screaming. And then Yoren just happened to turn at the right second, heard someone behind him, and was attacked, stabbed in his arm, stabbed again in his shoulder, punched and beaten, but somehow, miraculously, managed to flee. And stumbling and yelling and crying, found aid. Thank the God, she says, he is well. The wounds are superficial, and he will heal. And with that, he kind of smiles wanly. But some 15 minutes later, when the watch was called and they arrived at the house, the young woman had been butchered like a pig. Throat slit, blood everywhere, blood going onto the ground. And with this she shudders. Her lungs and her eyes had been removed and had been placed on a shelf above the body, looking down on her. And with that, Yoren gets up quite quickly and heads out towards the privy. People are whispering cultists. People are whispering spell gods. People are whispering bad things.
That's horrific. I mean, why this woman?
She's the daughter of one of the sergeants from the tower, and the soldiers are understandably grief-stricken. and no one knows. But suspicion and fingers are being pointed in all directions. Anybody that's different or outsiders are being targeted. There's been scuffles in the street. This is a border town. It's not an easy place, but there is, behind the walls, there are rules and there are laws. Yes, there are bar fights, and yes, the joyful butchers get rowdy, and sometimes they get violent, but typically their violence is contained, usually, amongst themselves. The people of this town are hardy people. They're frontier people. They're tough. But no one's ever come across anything like this before. Yoran comes back.
Well, that's a horrific tale. Yoran, I'm glad that you have. I'm sorry you're caught up in it, but I'm obviously glad that you're here to tell the tale.
Just nods.
Oh, but this sort of who? I mean, when you say cultists, I mean, what kind of? I mean, who are these? What sort of people do this? I mean, are there bands of people who are known for this sort of thing, or?
Not around here.
No.
There are whispers of maybe the dark gods, the fell gods, perhaps, but someone has heard that this is associated with them, but we don't know. This is the first time it's ever happened here. We don't know.
Well, I asked Yoran, what do these people look like?
For the first time, he speaks. I don't know. Average height. There are a couple of quite tall people, and with that, he kind of glances in Jadar's direction, almost involuntarily. But I couldn't see. Look, I'd had 5 pints to start. I had a good night with my friends, and it was dark. The building was abandoned. I could only really make out what was going on through some distant light. It was hard to see. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I've been trying to help the soldiers as much as I can, but just awful. That poor young girl.
Well, that's awful. That's an awful tale. I only asked why because, as we explained to the soldiers when we went up to the head with our guides up to the head of the Valley of Whispers. I'm doing it now. We encountered. We went to the village and encountered people we weren't expecting there who had seemingly taken over the village.
You don't need. Maisie's putting up her hands. You don't need to tell me. It's very kind, but you don't need to tell me anything.
I understand.
And generally, it is best that our special guests, such as yourselves, don't share.
No, I understand. I wouldn't want to make life any more complicated for you than it is. Apologies.
She sighs. What are your plans? And
well,
how can we help?
I think under the circumstance, we need to probably talk amongst ourselves. But I think probably the sooner we move on, the better. What do the rest of you think, given the circumstances?
I can contact my regional director to arrange onward travel if needed. She says.
Thank you.
I also want to get a read from her, quietly, about. So is it dangerous for us to be here after this attention we've got from being caught and potentially labelled as cultists? But the guards let us go. Will that not put people's mind at ease? about us? Is it? But is or do you think it genuinely? Do you think it's not safe for us to be here?
I don't know. You have been released. I was expecting a bigger crowd. Maybe it is sufficient. Maybe there won't be a problem with you staying.
I suppose there's always a risk that people have seen us accused of being cultists and may run with that regardless of.
You're right. Yeah. Through fear, even if sort of the proof is against them, they'll still. Yeah.
There's enough
Cultists,
small minds in small
spies,
towns to.
You are also not from these parts, she says, looking at both Askell and Jada. Looking up at Jada.
Yeah. May pay to cover up and get gone.
Like, I think we probably need a bit of a chat, to be honest, about what we're going to do next.
Yeah.
Okay. It's late in the afternoon on the 24th. Maisie provides you with anything you may want to eat and drink. The weather, by the way, is pleasant. Mostly cloudy. There's a light air. But yes, a very another pleasant day here. She provides you with good food and drink, and you may recall that you shared rooms upstairs, and you're, after a very long what seems like it was only about 9 days out in the wilderness, but that, along with your time in your prison cells, it's sleeping in luxurious beds, with a solid door, is quite nice. And I'll leave it up to you guys to have a chat.
Just before Nicholas would prompt or someone else to ask, or ask him. No, he's probably asked himself. Just based on that's the only information we've got about our guides. But if she was asked to guess about what might have happened to them, she seemed surprised that they didn't fulfill their word and they were gone. What would make them do that? Does she think? What might have happened to them? Any thoughts?
So, surprised because all three are very well versed in the area. They've been acting as... Sorry, I just realised we're still hearing birds when we should be hearing town. Hang on. There we go. Just 1 second while I... Yes, just simply surprised because they are so good at what they do. All three of them, Fergus and the other two, highly accomplished woodsmen. They've been working for me and for others. They sometimes help out the butchers. They're well known. They're well liked. I'm not looking forward to breaking the news to their families. They have wives and they have children. Some of them do anyway. So yes, just simply surprised that they haven't come back with you.
Well, that's a concern. We tried asking the villagers, but they were not forthcoming with any information.
I see.
Plus, would also just pipe up and we felt the loss as well. We got to know them slightly. We appreciated them. We valued them. It was difficult to leave without them, but we had sort of no other choice. But we mourn their loss too.
Okay. I just am quickly looking for the names. Yes, Brannon, Donald, and Fergus. Yeah, it was Brannon who was their leader. Donald and Fergus. What'd you do?
Well, I think
Yeah,
I mean
upstairs
we've
for chat.
probably gone.
Sorry, no, we're just saying. Yeah, so upstairs for that chat we're talking about. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I reckon we've got. I think we don't want a chance to hang around longer than we need to.
No.
And I reckon we've got two options. We either go somewhere else to three options. Go somewhere else to sell items and things, or we could try here and then. Well, no, with that sort of, I think we'll limit how much time we're outside. Go somewhere else and get rid of the items, and then come back and go up the Vale again, or we just go up the Vale again from here and leave the items with these guys, or go away and don't come back. That's what I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, there's me being all blasé about money and now lost a load. Yeah, it would be good to get rid of the stuff, wouldn't it? I don't think we could just leave it here. They might not want us to leave it here anyway. Either we sort of take it away and stash it, or yeah, do a jump, risk a jump. We Yotto, of course, is low risk. Well, very low risk, isn't he? Oh no, he's known by the TTP as well, isn't he? Is he?
I don't think so.
Ooh,
Those-
couldn't tell you.
Oh yeah, it's Tarquin who was. Yeah, that's right.
Tarquin.
Wrong group.
Yeah.
We know of.
Yeah. Well, so he would be a very low risk person to jump. Am I right? He has some a trading skill, Anthony.
Yeah, he does.
He shouldn't go alone, of course. Who would be the next? Or do we all go? I mean, I guess we.
Should leave Jada and Eskel behind, maybe. Just stay inside.
It depends where we're going, right? Because again, Askel is also lower risk of being spotted, right? Because Severin, Tanya, Jada, and Nicholas are known to just about every Secret Service agency in the known world, right? So when they travel, although if we travel with the assistance of our network, that's low risk because we're met at the other end, and that's fine. But there is a level of risk that we would be spotted, and I'd suggest wherever we jump to, it would be a long way from wherever we've been, to perhaps a town that one of us may know that's well out of this area of the country, right up north somewhere. Maybe even a free city that we've not visited, and one where there's less kind of intrigue, if there is such a place. We could all go in an organised fashion, or we send a couple. I mean, that'd be a bit more risky to split, obviously, but it would be, maybe that's better. We all go somewhere low risk and stick together. Any thoughts?
Yep. What's our ultimate goal, though?
Flog the stuff, put it in a bank, take some of the money for what we need, come back, and ride off into the sunset again.
Well, so find our way south to be in Krakoa for the day zero.
Yeah, which we assume is via the Arcana Ruins, potentially.
Yeah, so go via the Arcana Ruins, and we try and hunt the Pillis in Turang somehow, somewhere.
Yeah, I guess we just see where the trail takes us. But yeah, we just obviously need to be pretty well stocked up. So we, potentially we could make arrangements with our host to say, look, we're going to do a brief jump. there and back. Give ourselves a couple of days. Oh, this whole bartering thing takes forever, though, doesn't it? Or do we do a thing where we ask our hosts to put us in front of a wholesaler?
Or is it maybe with the GM wants to speed that one up and just...
Yeah, potentially. But I mean, what I'm saying is, it would take less time if the group were to set us up with a trader, and we just barter the whole lot in one go. Otherwise, if we're bartering different items, it could take us like about a week or 10 days or something, just to, because I seem to remember like we'd have to, each item's like half a day. Christ knows how much tea you have to drink to get through that. But can't be. I mean, that's too much time, I think. Whereas if we were to be set up, and to like, could we say to our hosts with a network, can they set us up with a trader? Either bring the trader to us, ideal, or we jump to meet the trader and then jump back. And we cut a deal, you know, maybe we wouldn't get the best price, sir, but we might get, you know, enough.
Yeah.
And we request payment in gems.
Or combination.
Yeah.
Yes. Whatever. Yes. Go, come back, and then we've got money to provision a party to leave from here.
Yeah, so in the meantime, say to our hosts, so we're going to go away for just a day. And then we're going to come back, and then we would like to go on, we will leave, but we would like not only a guide, but we'd like to buy. Well, Chris, how much, obviously when we get back to the secret passage up to the ledge, we're not going to be able to take a pony up there anyway, and then we have to walk through a tunnel. I guess we're just going to work out what's the maximum amount of food we can carry. Stick it on the horses, obviously cover ourselves for the journey, and then transfer that onto ourselves, carrying as much as we possibly can in iron rations.
Well, we can probably buy really, really high quality travel food, right? That lasts a long time and is less weight, so we can carry more. Is there like the Elven one, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
So that's the point of selling money, and so getting a lot more money is to buy high quality provisions that can last us for longer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How's that sound, Askell? And Yotto?
Yep, Askell, Yotto, happy with that. Just speed things up.
Yep.
How was GM think about that? If we kind of just, rather than you have to play all that out, we kind of just give us a scenario and roll some dice and see what we end up with or something?
Yeah. Yep, we could definitely do that. Probably take some prep on my end, so I doubt we could do it tonight. But yes, we could definitely do that.
I guess the question then, you know, obviously what to do about it feels like it's a bit hot for undertaking any kind of takedown of the head of the and even that just sounds like that might be a bit foolish under the circumstances, which is not something Severin wants to entertain, but even he's thinking we don't really need this, and as much as he wants to help, he's a bit uncomfortable about essentially murdering someone for his mother anyway. He'd done it because you know, because it's his mother. But on the other hand, given we've just been arrested, seeking to assassinate one of the highest profile figures in town might not be smart before we undertake a secret mission into enemy territory. So yeah, he's wearing that on his shoulders a little bit, but I think.
Well, why don't we, whilst we do maybe in a couple of days it'll calm down and we won't be as high profile, so we can always get Maisie and Joran to sort of make a call on that about the vibe in the town. So don't entirely discount that, revisit it, but most likely it won't happen.
No.
Because we don't know what's going to happen in this town between now and then. Yep.
And then I reckon between that now and then happening, we just stay behind closed doors.
Yep.
So Yotto needs some new clothes. Askell needs to replace a few things that didn't come back to him as well.
Well, I'm sure our hosts will be able to sort of
Pick up a
help
few things
for us. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. Getting you some sackcloth.
I mean, it's a plan.
I mean, even, I'm sure a tailor would be willing to come to us, quite honestly, if we need new clothes.
Yep.
One thing to add, though. Now, we took photos of that map, didn't we? On our phones? No.
Yeah.
One thing I reckon that Nicholas would add to that was if locally, maybe not, when we travelled to a bigger city,
you did sketch that map, by the way. You did sketch
we did sketch it. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no,
Tanya's got inks and quills. She loves a bit of it.
So I wonder if we do research on that and the geography of that map. Well, perhaps not in the city, but if we aim for a city that's got some sort of information resource, like a big library or somewhere we can take that to get a better read on which symbol to choose to go through that teleportation machine once we get back to it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. The only thing is it's just how high profile, how much of a low profile we want to take it. I'll tell you what.
That was the map.
That's what she drew.
With those symbols that you weren't able to read. And the language that you couldn't read.
But we can now, because Arcana and the glasses are tuned to it.
I don't know, can you?
Nicholas would want to have a go, if possible, please.
Sure.
Sorry to interrupt, Graham.
No, I was just saying that maybe what we could do is make contact with someone at the other end, get there, be shuffled away, arrange of a meeting with the trader, do that, and then while that's happening, perhaps Yotto and Askell being not wanted, they could actually go and research the map if required.
Yep. And Askell does have a navigation skill, so he must actually understand mapping. Maps.
True. True.
So describe what Nicholas is doing, please.
So Nicholas would want to put the glasses on, and I believe I suppose from first attunement or from when he sets them, they read for only one language per month, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep. Does that mean he has to reattune them to use them, or he just puts them on?
No, he just puts them on.
Yep, cool. Well, he'd put them on, and he'd want to look at Tanya's copy of the map.
Excellent. I will find that once I find a particular image that I safely tucked away on my machine in that really, really, really safe, special, amazingly safe place. In the meantime, can you guys continue talking through any plans or anything else, and just give the GM a little bit of breathing space to track that image down?
So now I'm looking at where would we want to go?
Well, I think your knowledge of the world may be better than anything. But my assumption is somewhere not here that's maybe a bit that one of our characters has some knowledge of, that is not necessarily caught up in the same.
So somewhere in the world, I reckon, yeah, agreed. Somewhere that's less political, somewhere with a culture that we know that we're all going to be less remarkable, maybe.
Yeah, but
Well, there's not-
cosmopolitan, free city,
Yeah.
but one that is perhaps just a bit obscure.
and but also we don't want really. We want it to be unexpected.
Yeah.
So
I know we've already been to Jibai but we were reasonably inconspicuous there from memory.
Arabs
no?
were.
We did have the time at the hotel place.
Grand Bazaar Lodge.
That's the one.
That's
Is
true.
it wise to go back to where we came from?
And we do have all that money in the bank. Not that we need it, I think.
I think we cashed it, didn't we? Or did we leave it?
I thought we left it.
Remember.
That's the extent of the cities I've visited. Apart from my hometown.
Nicholas, that's what you see. Oh, no, you can't see it yet. Hang on a sec. You can see it now.
Here we go!
Hey!
Oh, Krakoa!
Brilliant, lovely. I'm sure
This
it's
is
lovely
the
this time of year.
Where's that symbol on the map, though? So that's the little sun. Oh, right in the middle.
Port somewhere, Carter. Yeah. Palace.
Can't
Does that
quite.
say palace?
Yeah, hang on.
Got his
Got my logo over the top. Can you read that?
Hey. Yep. So.
Right, it's the port. Oh, that's the palace.
My guess would be the kata would be katana. Like Sea of Katana, family katana, which is not us.
Is that on the map? Oh, over there.
Yeah, the left. Northwest.
So what's that big bit of sea then? Does this correspond with any map that we've got?
I don't think so.
But isn't Katana like a place on where we are? I'm not far from that. Well,
I'm probably wrong about that.
What?
Katana is where Jewel Island is, which is a, sort of a sea, but
That starts with a C, though, doesn't it?
It does start with C. You're right.
GM can help out with some geography if you like, because you guys did have a map you were given by
yeah, just be useful as any of the shapes of the coastline kind of match one to the other.
Sure.
If that is coast.
So you were given this map by Ningwen. The Ningwen. Changing. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Great. Oh, no. There you go. Oh, no, I can't scroll on this. Damn it. No.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, that's it. I can scroll on this. Yeah, that's a better one to scroll on. So, you were up here. There's the lovely city of Landana.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel Island is one of these ones. The dead city of Tarak Nev is here.
Wobatide, anyone who went there?
Why the hell would you go there?
I'm not sure.
Jevo Ritana is here.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, damn it, sorry. Definitely, yeah, don't look at that, please. Thank you. That should not be up. There we go. Do that, and... Sorry, just having... Late in the evening. Where did that one come from? Yes, thank you for shielding your eyes, Pete. Hang on. Go to that one. There you go. Definitely close that, and we'll go to use this one again. Cool. So this here is the island of Gaul, where up about here on the border of there, you guys went further north. You went up a river up there. This is North Messenia, which is a colony of Thrace. Far to the north up here, well, a long way further north, is this free city of Rima. Down here is the capital of southern northern Messenia, called Port Solomon. Here is the border town of Ras Garrett. And the blue there is Taurong. And your recent adventures were somewhere in this border area in between.
Yeah. So, so probably whatever other map is probably to the south of that. And we know it's going to be Chile, which is something else to consider actually. What we're going to do, Ascol. Anyway, but I was thinking if we're going to make a jump, given that distance is no object, I guess, Chris, what's our collective knowledge of places we might jump to? Like, for instance, I got the impression the Sea of Grasson was a place that was a bit otherworldly and was a little bit kind of not, you know, is that connected to the rest of the world?
Yep, that's it. Sorry, continue that question.
Well, yeah, I mean, as an example of a place that's just far from here and not concerned with the goings on of here, or not so worried about the Thracians and the Taurongians and the rest of them.
So a very crude, deliberately crude map of the world, because we don't want to get too precise, of course.
I think for a 15-year-old, he did a great job.
Kingdom of Thrace is the sprawling mass up here. The green is the Confederation of the Sun Kush. The Empire of Thamazul is here. Van Meer and a tiny little free city called Jabai Rima is there. Shabibi is here, for example. Tama is well up near here. What else we got? Here's the Sea of Katana, here. You guys are somewhere down in the mist, in the grey, because it's really not a particularly well-known part of the world. You're in some backwater colony down here. The blue represents kind of civilization and where other states are, and these will be smaller states rather than the three massive empires: Thrace, Confederation of the Sun Kush, and the Empire of Thamazul. And when you first saw these maps, this map, there was no such thing as Taurong. It was only kind of a myth and a legend. But now you're aware there is this gargantuan, massive nation to the south. Yes, indeed, these seas to the south are different. Thebronic is a mass of tiny little city-states, highly cultured, literature, art, poetry, the theatre, great works of physical art, both in terms of sculpture and things like that, comes from Thibron. However, they've been habitually at each other's throats for millennium. These are quote-unquote lesser men or lower men, unlike the noble high men of both Thrace and the completely pure bloods of the Empire of Thamazul. The Sea of Grakon is driven by slavery. Some very extremely wealthy states there, because of the slaves. So the green-skinned slaves these people that live in the massive redwood forests in this area here. People have been going into this area from Grakon for hundreds, thousands of years, and enslaving the slaves that make up many of the peoples and that make up the slaves of this particular area. There's kind of a general culture which you would all be familiar with in these reasonable general culture, kind of based on the old gods, a bit of San Kush gods and Thamazul gods in these areas. Down here are the Persanians, and they are just odd. They're really weird. They have strange gods, and they're hugely, hugely wealthy. They have, on many occasions, led invasions into both Tolmides and into Thibron. And they're considered highly alien. Very, very different. A very different culture to, certainly, to the Kingdom of Thrace and these other nations to the north. And largely do their own thing, but incredibly wealthy. There are deposits of minerals, notably gold and silver and other precious metals, and there's lines in the general zeitgeist about being as rich as the Pisanians, and it's known as the counterweight island, that it's so heavy with all the minerals that it actually tilts up the rest. But yeah, very rich in the Sea of Grakon. Sea of Argus, also wealthy. Sea of Thibron as described. Tolmides is interesting because they have a place called Mondanton here, which is in a free city, and is also the birthplace of someone called Roland. And that was where a soldier, originally from Thrace, was captured and ultimately imprisoned, and then finally impaled on the tree. He was run through by spears of Empire of Thamazul. And there is a crusade, an active crusade in this area of northern Tolmides. There has been off and on crusades there for hundreds, thousands of years. Northern Tolmides is always, there's always bloodshed, and people are scrapping over tiny pieces of land, and it's all quite horrible. Lysander, some elven kingdoms. There are some elven kingdoms dotted around here too, but tends to do their own thing a bit. The Sea of Katana and the Sea of Nomaikos, in between them is Van Dukenland, or the land of the mercenaries, and that spreads down into the Sea of Segesta, so this whole area here, and it is just a complete patchwork of petty states, petty kingdoms. Basically, someone like Severin or any adventurer makes a bucket load of money somewhere, they get an army behind them, and they go in and they take over a little petty kingdom, and they set themselves up as a ruler, and they conquer some of the nations around them, and then after they die, the dynasty dies out, and it starts all over again. It's got to the point of Van Dukenland where the locals are so sick and tired of having their dwellings burnt down by warlords that they're actually designated places where the armies go and fight, because they've realized economically it's just not worth rebuilding villages for the 700th time or whatever it is. It's somewhat stable because it's stable in relative terms. Because these petty kingdoms, there's always intrigue and stuff going on, but there's typically not war necessarily spreading throughout it. Sistentine is a massive elven kingdom, and there are colonies dotted along these coasts from some of these major states, and you can see Ras Megalas, for example, up from the Kingdom of Thrace. And I could talk for a lot longer, but that would be kind of the general knowledge that you would have. Backwaters, there are certainly plenty of backwaters.
Well, I suppose we're looking for somewhere where there's going to be a mix of people, where the likes of Askell and Jada won't look unusual. Tenya won't look unusual. A Northman might be seen. You know, just a mix of. So probably whatever I'm thinking of, Free City would be the most logical sort of destination.
There are literally hundreds of free cities. Yep.
That's cool. And then, but one in a obscure part of the kingdom that we may have vaguely heard of, and just head for that.
Oh, we've got statues, and I heard Thibron's good for statues and physical arts.
True. Okay, we'll go there.
I don't know.
Yeah, why not? They like the arts, something like it. Yeah, okay.
And that's with no one. It's random, isn't it?
Yep, it's random, all right.
So, do we know of a free city in the Sea of Thibron that matches that description, where we think a good mix of foreigners?
Unless someone has an outstanding geography, you can give me a geography roll if you like. You probably, your characters won't. None of you are from this area. The closest, Yotto has said, whether it's true or not, you don't know, but Yotto has said he is from around here. Askel's from around here. Jadar's from around here. Nicholas is from around here. Tanya is from that island there. And Severin is from around here.
And
Askel has geography.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we may as well roll it, right?
Sure.
Yep, as does Yotto.
Okay.
Nicholas does too.
Well, let's see. Okay, let's start with Askel. Master roll.
Askel 77, and his geography was plus 21.
Okay, you all will have A- to this because this is not a part of the world that your characters know well. Askel, no. You sure there will be free cities. Probably not actually that many in Thibron, but what they are and what they're called, you've got no idea.
Alright, Yotto, he rolled a 69, and he's plus 33.
No, nothing for Yotto, I'm afraid, either. Anybody else?
Yep, Nicholas will have a go.
Sure.
It's just nice using these skills we never get to use. He rolled a 61.
Yep. Plus.
And his geography is 49.
No, pass for Nicholas too.
Cool.
Severin?
Sure.
Rolled a 41 plus 27.
Oh, sorry. Plus 21, was that?
Plus 27, I think I said, didn't I? Yeah, 27.
Okay. Yeah, Severin, you do know of some, but you just can't quite put your name on them. You remember way back, you were much more interested in following what Dad was doing in the blacksmithery, but you've got very dim memories of reading some really boring Thibronic poetry and some playwrights who had written, tragedies and comedies, because the Thibronic folk are famous for their tragedies and their comedies. And talking about a free city, you just can't put your finger on it. If you wait for about another hour, you can give it another go.
All right, I'll wait an hour.
Right. And anybody else?
Well, Tanya may as well have a shot while we're here.
Sure.
And Jada.
8.
8. Hang on a sec. 1 sec. 8 could be really good. It could be really bad. Yep. 8 plus
21.
21. No joy for Tanya. And then lastly, Jado.
100. 92.
92 could be outstanding. What is Jada's geography, please?
47.
So the roll was 80. What? Sorry?
92.
92. And plus 47.
Correct.
Oh. Yes. Right on the tip of your tongue. Jada, try again in 30 seconds.
Yep.
With, I'm going to say a plus 10, but let me just do something first while you're doing that.
Eskel and Yotto would have joined in the discussions of trying to wrap their brains in a place.
Sure.
They did though, right? They rolled a geography roll.
Yeah, earlier, yeah.
Yeah, so I assume that's what that means. Also,
Yeah, just... a bit
I
of a-
remember my dad. Blah, 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 blah.
The discussion kind of jogs one's memories.
Yeah.
In that little town up north.
Just 1 second. Hold the phone. No. Just when you... Places and locations... Cool. Cool. Just coming. Times do I say that to you guys?
Always a lot going on for you.
There always is. Oh, don't fail me now. What was Jada's second roll, please?
She rolled a 92.
A 92?
Yep.
Oh, no,
sorry.
the second,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
After pausing,
Sorry, I hadn't done it. Sorry.
Right.
65.
65. And 47?
Correct.
Yes, so unusual names. Some of them came from these people, you think, because they're definitely not Fibronic names. So it's interesting that they've stuck. Hang on, coming back. There are a number typically in the center of the Sea of Thibron. What Jada does know is there is an incredibly strategically important couple of free cities. One called Iona here, and another called Jebai Expass, and they are incredibly. Oh, sorry, Iona is actually not a free city; it's a state in its own right, but it does have free cities either side of it. There is an incredibly wealthy free city called Jebai Iona, which is just off the coast here, and that acts as a funnel for all this wealth coming in from Persania, coming into the Sea of Thibron. And the same up here in Jebai Expass. There's vast amount of wealth and goods coming through here, and these two areas, these two choke points, are incredibly wealthy and prosperous cities. By the way, just as a heads up, the blue symbolizes civilization or settlement. The brown is wilderness or untamed or not civilized. But yes, incredibly wealthy here. And she is aware of several. So firstly, Jebai Ionia here. And there's also 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 other free city islands dotted almost down the center of the Sea of Thibron, and a range of different names. In terms of them, some are bigger than others. There are a couple of tiny little states. There are some other middle-sized ones. They're all somewhat in the middle of the sea because the surrounding area of Thibron is inhabited by this patchwork of tiny, highly cultured, warring states. They're not so much war now, but certainly their past has been one of fighting against each other. They now have a lot more of a common purpose.
Oh, I reckon Jebai Ionia
Yeah.
team. Oh, and here's my joke. And what language do they speak? I hope most of the group speak it.
Well,
I assume that's where Thibronic comes from.
Yes, you'd hope so, right?
So I think that's a language many of us have picked up. So we won't. Yeah. So at least a good number of us will be able to speak the lingua franca. So that's
what we'll need to make sure, though, of course, is that Yotto can speak the same language as whoever he's.
Oh yeah, true.
Dealing with.
Robotic is not Yotto's strength.
No, but we could ask for someone who, you know what I mean? We could ask for someone who speaks. What's his best language?
Lloyd, think.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's an Easterling language.
Lloyd, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that literally where we are? Going easterly?
No, Easterling tongues would have come from here, and he said he's from a colony down here of the Easterling peoples down here.
What other languages does he speak?
South Tongue for Vast and Spark.
Well, South Tongue.
Sindarin.
South Tongue would get you South Tongue spoken a lot around here and in parts of the Sea of Katana. You don't know further south.
I reckon if we ask for a trader who speaks South Tongue, it's not that unusual language, is it? If you're a trader, you're going to probably speak a few languages, let's face it.
You'd also take the time to teach him how to use the earbuds.
True. Yep.
True. Oh, and I've forgotten. Is there a rule about unattuning and reattuning? We can't just sort of pass them to another person who's attuned them, or can we?
Remember, if you have attuned something, you get a bonus to teach someone. They can still fail that roll, but you get a bonus to teach someone how to use that item. You would have to then reattune that item. Now, you'll get a hefty bonus because it's attuned to someone else. An item can only be attuned to one person at a time.
The thing is, that only gives him an hour anyway, right? So we just need someone who speaks the right language.
You're
I
right.
think.
You're
We're
absolutely right.
just gonna
You're absolutely
insist on that. So.
Cool. So I reckon that's our plan. Jedi Ionia.
Okay.
That's random, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
now can I
good.
just check random bit? What's Soon? Was she Persanian?
Sorry,
Of Soon, wasn't she Persanian?
she was. You got a
Just
good
whilst-
memory. You
whilst
got a
we're
very
here.
good memory. Very good
Oh.
memory.
A long time ago, Persanian. She was way before us, I believe. Quite
Well,
well,
Several
maybe
hundred-
we'll look some of the family up, see if they've improved.
several hundred years. Yeah.
sorry. In previous episodes, yeah, that's what I was ask. Cool.
Yeah.
Can I recap what? So we're going to go and put to Maisie that could she please arrange travel to Jebai Ionia? Whilst there, we've got 2 tasks that she'd like. We could ask her to arrange that with our contact there. For us to trade to a wholesaler so that our trade can be as brief as just to take a day. And perhaps we give her an idea of the items we want to trade. I don't know if that helps. At the same time, we're going to want someone to talk to a historian, a scholar of geography of the east of Barong. Don't know how much information. Well, no, I suppose we give them all the information because they seem very discreet, and the person in Jebai Ionia can decide how much to divulge for who they arrange.
So this is planning amongst yourselves, or are you having this conversation with Maisie?
No, sorry. This is planning amongst ourselves. I'm recapping for us, so then we can just say we'd go and have that conversation with Maisie, essentially.
Okay.
And then we'd want to spend 1 day there? Is that the idea, team?
Yeah, if that task can be done, we just simply want to do that, don't we? We could be there for a day and come back. Yeah.
Yep. We've got items to sell. We'd come back and we might provision there. We'll come back and at some point we'd provision there or here. That is going to be expensive, but we're looking for really high quality food that's light because we want to take as much food with us as possible. Yep. And then when we come back, we're now going to ask Maisie if she can arrange for us a guide, pack horse, and we want to end in provisions to get us back to the Vale of Whispers. Is that is that pretty much it?
Yep. Sounds pretty good.
Yep.
And let's have a look. I'm just gonna paste in what I think we're getting rid of.
And so we'd communicate the items to Maisie to give her a general idea if that's helpful.
So have I got this right? Oh, it's coming in as a PNG. I hate the way Discord does this.
Bronze ingots, golden masks, silver daggers, ebony statuettes, jade dragon figurines, emeralds with large amber stones, longbow staffs, scimitar and slippers. Nice one.
Yep, that looks pretty good.
Which longbow is that? Is that the double shoot longbow?
Yeah.
Didn't.
I don't think Yotto could use it, could he?
I think it was carrying it. There's an issue with.
He's carrying it, but I don't think he's got any skill in longbows. Would that be correct?
I was about to say, enjoy. Hang on, I have it right in front of me.
He was talking about soaring it up, as I remember. So I suspect not.
No, I think that was me. No,
Oh,
he has got longbow.
That was he.
It was he's got plus 30. But
Nice.
it was I'm sure it was something he was talking to Chris about. It was an issue with using his Nodachi or carrying his Nodachi and the longbow because he couldn't sling it over his back. He had to carry it. So there was.
I can't remember to be honest.
Yeah, it was something about it was a free movement action to just drop it, but it was just something Giles was like, yeah.
Well, I guess we can confirm with him next time.
Whether he wants
next session anyway. Yeah,
If
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
on the shop.
I did think he wanted one of the daggers as well.
Yeah, no, those are different. They're little ornamental daggers. He's got 2 other daggers for himself, I think. Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. So once we've sort of confirmed that that's what we're asking for, a few details to be arranged, like what type of food we need to look up in books and figure out. Or if someone can suggest the best option. But is Severin going to communicate that to Maisie? Is that right? Please.
Yes, fine. Yep.
Okay. Do you do that when you say
Yep.
it? Okay. So it'd be a conversation for the next day. You've turned in for the night, so on the 25th.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot, Pete, that you just said.
Yep.
So.
Do you want me to write it down? I'll put it into the chat.
Yep, that would be great.
Yep. Cool. And actually, can we have one more look at that map, please?
Which
one?
one?
Started with this conversation.
We also wanted to get some
That one.
high-grade food.
No, the translated one. That's what we're going to compare.
Yeah, quite a few maps.
Yeah.
I just had to close that down. 1 second.
We also wanted to look at high-grade food. And Askell, one for you. What about the cold?
Yeah, I guess we can only ever just rug up a bit. I don't know how well it'll reduce that penalty, or if at all. Yeah, he just doesn't like the cold. We can try find some thermals.
Oops, hang on.
In terms of high grade food, I think we're aiming for whey bread. 1 month is 4 lbs. Whereas a week's rations, trail rations, is 14 lbs for 1 week, or 14 pounds for 1 week. So
Yeah, that's too heavy, isn't it?
Well, if we were to get whey bread, it's expensive.
How much?
1 month, one city cost is 20 GP each, so it's hugely expensive. But 1 month of food, cool, thank you.
Oh, that's worth it.
Yeah, I think it's worth it,
We got money.
and we're hopefully going to be getting more money. So that was that.
I just wonder if there's something we can do for Askell, because you're going to be at a serious minus, right?
Yeah, that's without even getting hit. At least there's some counter, vest of warmth. Mittens of heat.
Oh, what if there's a heating spell?
Yeah, I suppose it wouldn't last long enough though.
Well, it might be worth getting an electric blanket, magic item. See if we can buy one. It takes ages to make, I suppose. Probably not a.
Possum skin nipple warmers or something. I don't know.
I'm thinking, guys, it's 10 o'clock, and maybe that's not a bad place to end it. So that's before you have the conversation with Maisie on the 25th. But if you can paste in what you're planning on doing, if you haven't already, I think you have. That's helpful for my planning. And yes, if you could give me, or you've given me a rough heads up of where you might head, that's always helpful for my plan and scheming too. Last final maps of the night, if you're wanting to see them. There's that one. So you're up here, and Thibron is way over here. Then that one. That one.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Nothing marked up. Oh, it must be us there, maybe. Anyway, cool. Thank you.
Nice one.
Very good.
Right.
I think. Do we want to know about Sophocles?
Yeah, sure.
Just checking. I thought Severin did a great job of talking. Really. It was
Super.
sorry, because I think we decided it was Jada who had gotten it last
Whoops.
time from cooking and healing.
Yeah, it was. It was actually Jada for the healing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, I was going to say Severin as well. I was going to have to pick someone. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, God.
There we go. Let's leave it there
So-
until next time.
All
Cool.
right.
I'll do some notes in the chat, but please, Graham and Anthony, please add when I forget stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool.
Cool. Okay.
Rolling credits.
All right.
Nice one, folks.
Very good.
All right. Well, good night all, and
Thank
See
you.
you next time.
see you next
Enjoy
time.
the cocoon, Graham.
Yes.
Thanks. I think that's enough cocooning for one day, but I'll absolutely between now and then.
Excellent. Night,
Thank
guys.
you very much.
See you.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye 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 bye.
Yeah.